after 10 years of DLC updates, the final DLC has just released today for Payday 2 in update 238. Unless Overkill decide to announce any more DLCs in the next couple of months, which at this point I find very unlikely, we're wrapping off today with the Crude Awakening Heist, and let me tell you, it is absolutely phenomenal. We're just going to open with that because there's a lot to talk about in this video. I want to get through quite a lot of things, so I don't want to waste too much time. But we have got a brand new heist, a brand new heist track that deserves talking about because it's got its own lyrics. It's one hell of a finale song. It's very much break the rules level of excitement there. We've also got a new free outfit that's the result of the Easter egg hunt we've been doing across the Texas Heat campaign, and also the second chapter of the Lost Tapes story campaign that started just a couple of months ago. But as always, very quickly for context, you can win the new DLC today via the giveaway link in the description. You all know it by now. Go and click that link, enter by Sunday at 7 PM UK time, and you could win the new heist as well as the 3 previous DLCs. And tonight, twitch.tv/RedArcherLive, I will be playing the update live, 7 PM BST. So you can hang out, chat to me, and also get some brand new Twitch drop content. I'll hopefully have images of the drops I can put on screen. If I don't, then just hang out on the stream, and then you can get the stuff anyway. So some new Twitch drops will be available in my stream tonight at 7 PM, so make sure you hang out for those, if nothing else. But with all that being said, like I said, with this being the final DLC update for Payday 2, I think it would also be a nice time to retire an old feature, something that I've used for quite a while. So for one final time, ladies and gentlemen, my name is RedArcherLive, welcome back to the channel, and let's talk about everything new in update 238, and start off by rolling the intro. So starting off, I want to focus on the heist, the Crude Awakening heist that came as part of the final chapter of the Texas Heat campaign. As with all the other heists in Payday 2's Revival era, this can be completed in stealth or loud, and the idea is that you're trying to shut down Alice Rainey for good. You framed her for some things in the previous heist, Hostile Takeover, but she's trying to claw her way back, relying on an oil rig set out in the middle of nowhere. You're going to get on board the oil rig, steal some of the purest oil available, and then blow the rest of it sky high to leave Alice Rainey in the dirt. Along the way, you'll also encounter Gabriel Santiago, who is the brother of Esteban, who you met in the Midland Ranch heist. You'll have a boss fight with him in loud, or you'll poison him with toxic gas in stealth. It's up to you which way you take it, depending on the tactic that you prefer. Across loud and stealth, the objectives are very, very similar. That's kind of how it's worked until now, though, with Payday 2's Revival heists. A lot of things have been quite similar in their objectives, but both versions are very fun to play. I'll start with the stealth first off, because that was the first thing I played. If you want to see a full solo stealth, do let me know. I will put it up this weekend if you're interested. I'm going to pace myself with doing daily Payday content, don't want to overdo it at the moment. But with the heist, I think it flows very, very nicely. On Death Sentence 1 down, I didn't feel like there was an excess of guards. I felt like it was relatively easy to get around the map. I finished a DSOD playthrough on like my 3rd go or something like that, and it was only because the first couple I failed quite near the start. Once I got quite far into the heist, I pretty much just aced it after that. So it was an interesting one to play through, maybe a little bit easier than normal, but it made it more enjoyable, I think, to have a bit more of a relaxing final stealth. It's not completely easy by any means necessary, but I think stealth players will find it quite nice to work through. But there are 2 puzzles in this map as well. It's one of the things that really stands out with this heist. You have a big oil style puzzle where you have to figure out which of the oil samples is the purest. To do that, you need to look at the types of oil. There's 3 different categories. You can find them on a whiteboard in the laboratory, look at which one is the purest sample. Then you also need to find a graph that's present in a different area of the oil rig that tells you which of the oil samples with the elements present has the highest concentration of oil, I believe, so you can look between copper, iron, that kind of thing, and you combine which one has the highest concentration with the correct sample from the lab to find out which oil you're trying to sample. A bit like Big Oil, which is quite nice and fun. But it's not the only puzzle in this heist, because you also have a bit of a rearranging puzzle later on, because once you know which oil sample you'll be stealing, you need to rearrange a whole series of pipes on one of the floors of the oil rig to create a complete fluid path between your extraction pump and where the oil is currently located. There's a whole bunch of pipe pieces you can move around, and it takes a bit of figuring out for some of the puzzles. It very much depends on where the extractor spawns, because I had the extractor spawn in the same place twice, and I'm pretty sure the way to solve it was the same both times. So I think there's a fixed solution to each one based on where the extractor forms, but I do need to play it more to check that to be absolutely certain. But both the puzzles were genuinely really, really fun. Whether I was in stealth or loud, I didn't feel like I was faffing around so much and going, this is busy work. It felt a bit like the Bullock's Mansion puzzle, translating the Mayan animal languages and trying to figure out what the right symbols are to get into Bullock's office. It's that kind of thing. It's an interesting and kind of brain-engaging puzzle that doesn't feel like busy work. It just feels like something entertaining to do. Once you've dealt with the oil and extracted it, you then move to a different end of the oil rig though, and this is the point where you deal with Gabriel Santiago. If you're in stealth, you will poison him with toxic gas that you'll pick up earlier in the map. You attach it to his room, fumigate him, and then get access to the higher levels of the oil rig to figure out which pipes you need to burst to set the whole thing alight. And this is my only criticism of the stealth heist though, because once you do light the oil rig at the end of the playthrough, it will begin to explode and have a 3-minute point of no return, but it goes loud. The alarm goes off immediately, and you will encounter Death Sentence 1 down cops if you're playing for a stealth run-through as you're getting to the end. As you'll see in my gameplay here, I very quickly realized the cops were beginning to spawn, and they did kill me on the way back. Thankfully, the AI did come and save me. They got me back up and allowed me to get to the escape with a black and white screen, and you do still get a stealth modifier. I still got my 15% XP boost. Presumably you get that if you get to the point where it starts exploding in stealth. But it just feels a bit like Counterfeit, where it doesn't feel like a complete stealth playthrough. While I like that the oil rig blows up, I would have liked it if you could time the explosion almost. Maybe put some explosives on the pipes and then detonate them that way. That might have been a bit of a better idea for the stealth execution, I think, personally. However, it's still a very satisfying conclusion in terms of what you get up to in the stealth, even if it goes a bit too bombastic at the end for my liking. But in Loud, it fits absolutely perfectly. As I said, most of the objectives are very similar. You'll still be doing the crude oil puzzle, and you'll also still be doing the rearrangement of the pipes in Loud. You can do the objectives, or some of them I should say, in any order. Some of them need you to get into a server room, find a USB stick, find the oil sample. Again, like Hostile Takeover, you can juggle which ones you do first, even if the screen doesn't tell you that. But the only real change I think that's of most note in Loud is the boss fight with Gabriel Santiago, because in that boss fight, he is equipped in bulletproof armor. It took me about 3 minutes to realize that me firing endless LMG bullets at him was not doing anything. Instead, what you have to do is lure him to several different areas of the boss level floor, fill them with oil, and then shoot at them to set them alight, because only while he's burning is his armor vulnerable enough for you to deal damage. It's a very interesting mechanic, and I do feel like it works quite well. I was playing on Overkill, felt like he was quite tough to deal with, so there is that. Maybe he's going to be quite a bullet sponge when you get to the highest difficulties, but it's an interesting mix on the boss formula, where it's not like Mountain Master, where you just had a guy with a flamethrower that took about 50 million bullets to kill and that was it. Here you feel like you actually have to work a bit harder, find a weak spot, and I quite like that. It's a bit of a creative way to round off bosses in Payday 2. So in terms of boss fights, I'd rate this one a little bit higher than some of the other ones we've seen, personally. I think it was quite strong. But just like in Stealth, you will flee the oil rig as it explodes, and you'll also get a prime opportunity in both Stealth and Loud to stand on a little observation platform away from the oil rig to watch the whole thing blow up. I even went into free flight camera mode at the end of my Loud playthrough just to get a good look at it burning, because honestly, it's pretty damn cinematic. I really like it. I only wish that when you're driving the boat, because yes, driving the boat is back on the start and end of the heist, that you could just move the camera around a bit more freely. I'd love to be able to look up a little bit more and behind me to see different bits of the oil rig exploding, but I mean, that's just kind of, I suppose, diesel limitations maybe, I don't know. But either way, the heist overall, I would rate very, very highly. Even though I've not personally been super invested in some of the campaign choices in terms of narrative here, it feels like we've just been moving from one story reason to another without much tying together. You can't really dispute the fact that the actual heists have been of pretty decent quality recently, and especially the last couple. Hostile Takeover I still thought was absolutely amazing, and this one I enjoy even more. If we were to rank the 12 Revival-era heists across City of Gold, Silk Road, and the Texas Heat campaign, this one's top 3, maybe top of all 12, to be honest with you, in terms of the creativity of it, the ingenuity of it, and what's on offer in terms of the puzzles and the gameplay. This could be the best heist of the Revival era. I genuinely think so. I want some more time to think about it, but I do think it's that good. However, it does have a slightly unfair advantage because, as I mentioned earlier, there is a heist track here that has lyrics. Just like Break the Rules, if you equip the On the Road soundtrack to play while you're playing this heist, there is a chance you will get some lyrics playing in the background. Gustavo Cuchimio, Payday 2's lead composer, and now confirmed for Payday 3, managed to assemble an orchestra and also get some very good vocals via Emily Barreto of the band Far From Alaska, who sang over the song, and let me tell you, the track is brilliant. It's 6 minutes long, so I'm not going to play all of it, but I do want to include a snippet here so you can get a taste of how good this is, because it is genuinely brilliant, and if you think it's good on its own, wait till you have it playing in the background of a heist. It is fantastic.
I'm on the road again. Let's end this. We're coming down like wolves in masks, and you're a prey. We're coming down. Turn off the heat. I'm on my way.
So I just wanted to put that in there to say to Gustavo and to Emily, thank you to both of you, and well done, because that song is phenomenal. And I'm not going to lie to you, while it was playing loud last night, I kind of was tearing up a little bit, because it just feels like a really good summation song to 10 years of Payday. There are a few lines in there that just feel like, here's how we're going out music-wise. Here's how we're acknowledging 10 years of Payday 2 via a song with lyrics, which is not something we've had nearly at all in Payday 2's lifetime. It's been a very rare occurrence, and we're ending with a bang in that. So absolutely fantastic. Love that too. So would I recommend the heist itself? Absolutely. I think the heist is absolutely phenomenal. I can't recommend it enough. I think it's a very, very strong conclusion to Payday 2's heist DLCs. But there is something else included with this heist as well that I want to mention in passing. You can obviously do this if you don't own the DLCs as long as you play all 4 heists. But if you remember, there's been a bit of an Easter egg campaign going on across the Texas Heat heists, getting the silver star in Midland Ranch, then using that star in the next heist, and so on and so forth. And it's all leading to the Texas Treasures outfit. Now, I'm going to be completely blunt with you. I don't know how to unlock this at present. I don't even think it's been sold by any of the partners. I may be wrong, and someone may prove me wrong with the video today. But I'm going to be looking at it on my stream tonight, so you can see the outfit here that you can unlock. And it is in Gabriel Santiago's room. You can see it behind a cage, basically. But you need to complete some kind of Easter egg step to do it, like the previous few Easter eggs across the Texas Heat heists. So once we know how to do that, someone will make a video on it. I'll mention it on my stream if we find out how to solve it. But it's nice to get an outfit that's a reward for all these little Easter egg teasers that have been played out across Payday 2's Texas Heat campaign. A nice little conclusion. Even if it is literally just a Texas flag on a suit, it's still quite cool. I do really like it. But finally, the other main focus that I wanted to make in this video is looking at the Lost Tapes Part 2. Now, previously with Lost Tapes Part 1, I did a separate tutorial on this, showing you how to solve the puzzle. However, I only had 2 keycard spawns. Turns out there are a ton more, and a lot of you are not happy about that, and I do sincerely apologize. Cloud Dasher and I restarted about 50 times, and we didn't get any of the keycard spawns. But this time around, Cloud has investigated a bit more, so huge shout out to him for looking at this, because I genuinely didn't have time to look into this myself. But this time around for Lost Tapes number 2, we are getting a recording of an Overkill MC member in prison. And I will play the Lost Tape for you in a second, because it does have very interesting tie-ins to Payday 3, with the whole rumours of the gang being unaccounted for, or some members anyway, as well as someone drawing them back into the life of crime. But Cloud has found 6 keycard spawns and 3 safe spawns. You need to play in Border Crossing to get these, and you need to load up from the Lost Tapes menu, just like last time. So you go into CrimeNet, click Lost Tapes, click the new one, Cellmates, and then start the heist through that. Everything that you need is found in the second half of Border Crossing, so the Somewhere in Mexico section. I'll first off put the 3 safe spawns that are known on screen. These may be the only safe spawns, there may be other ones, so bear that in mind. I do believe there's only 3, because there were only 3 in Shadow Raid, so you can see the 3 there that we're just flicking across. And then there are 6 key cards. Here are the 6 keycard locations. Only 2 will spawn for you, because you only need 2 keycards. Bear in mind the one on the roof of the North Warehouse will require a pre-planning asset, which is roof access on the north of the warehouse. You need to make sure you've got that pre-planning to get up there to grab that keycard. A little bit annoying that it's not cleared, but I mean, you know what? It's still accessible as long as you get the pre-planning, so you just got to make sure that you equip it before you get in there, in case that keycard spawns up there, because for me, it did. But once you find your 2 keycards across the map, you can put them into the safe, grab the cassette, and you can just quit the heist. You don't have to finish it. But if you don't want to do the steps yourself, you can't get access to the heist, whatever it may be, here is the full Lost Tape, which is the second of 4. The 2 are still to come, but here's some teasers as to what we may be tying into with Payday 3's story.
Oh, shit. Prison smells rank. At least I got dibs on the top bunk.
Take it.
Fuck! Jeez, man. I didn't see you up there.
Now you do.
Guess I'm bottom bunk then.
Damn right.
I'm Julian.
Luke.
What you in for?
None of your business.
Oh, so it's like that. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. They got me for jacking cars. I stole a bunch before they caught me. I was real smooth, you know.
Why do I always get the yappy cellmates?
Whoa! That's a gnarly bullet scar, man. Where'd you get tagged?
Shootout at my gang's clubhouse.
Who you roll with?
Overkill MC.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, I heard of them. Biker gang, right?
Yep.
Wait. If you're in here, you got picked up in D.C.
So?
Oh, fuck! I heard about that shootout. Yo got hit by the Payday gang.
Here we fucking go.
Ooh, that's so badass. I heard they came at you with just 4 guys.
They had a lot of firepower.
Had a whole standoff just to steal a bike? Fucking classic.
It wasn't just any bike.
Payday gang's so tight. 4 fucking guys. I heard they mopped the floor with y'all. Whoa, hey, man. Hey.
They didn't mop shit. They got the jump on us. We should have crushed him in a fair fight.
But I heard y'all went head to head on a train.
Fuck the train! Those clowns are Bush League. And I'll tell you what, their time's running out.
It seem to be doing all right to me.
Seem to be. But I got word from the outside. I heard they messed with a job we had going on near the border. You know Murky Water?
Nah, man.
Of course you don't. They're next level. Payday gangs in over their head, messing with them. The clowns might beat Overkill, might even beat the Murkies. But that won't make him king of the hill.
Ugh. How come?
There's always a bigger hill. The higher they climb, the bigger enemies they're gonna make. If they fuck with Murky Water, the kinds of people they'll piss off. You have no idea. The clowns are biting off more than they can chew. And they'll bite them in the ass. Just you watch.
Whatever you say, bro.
I'm not exactly Payday's lawmaster, so I'm not going to investigate it too deeply, but there's definitely a hint there about this whole someone drawing the Payday gang back into life of crime thing. That they were getting too big for their boots, facing enemies that were too big, and it's going to catch up with them in Payday 3. Exciting to hear this being teased in Payday 2. I'm hoping the last two Lost tapes will really build on that even more. My question is purely when they'll come out, because now we haven't got Heist DLCs coming out, or any real DLCs that we know about. Maybe it'll just be once a month in free updates? I guess we'll find out, but there we go, that's Lost Tape number 2. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the key stuff I wanted to talk about in this video. Honestly, overall, this is a very, very strong update. It needed to be following on from the chaos of update 237. There are still some matchmaking fixes going on there. I don't know for sure if everything has been repaired, so it's worth checking that and letting me know if there are still any problems, because I'm presuming Overkill are still working to fix them. But overall, this is one of the best heists we've had in the Revival era, probably the best one in terms of updates. That makes it pretty high as well. I honestly had such a blast playing through this heist. I thoroughly enjoyed it. If you look at how they started off in Diesel Engine and look at what we've come to now, the trajectory is kind of insane. And the scope of the Crude Awakening heist, if it's anything like a lot of the stuff we get in Payday 3, Payday 3 generally is going to be phenomenal. I keep saying it, but they really are giving us a very strong finale. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap the video up there, so thank you all very much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please consider giving a thumbs up to show me that you liked it, and clicking that subscribe button if you're new. It's quick, it's free, I'll always love you for doing so, and you'll never miss out on any future Payday 2 or Payday 3 content. Don't forget to check out my live stream on Twitch tonight, twitch.tv/RedArcherLive, 7 PM BST, and my giveaway link in the description to win this heist and the other 3 DLCs that were part of the Crude Awakening bundle. But I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you all very much for watching the 3rd day of the week of Payday, and I will see you all tomorrow with my whole storytime video about the trip to Sweden, how it came about, what we got up to, sharing lots of photos, stories, and all sorts of cool stuff. I'm honestly excited to record it, purely to just gather all the thoughts together in my head, because I still haven't quite processed everything that happened, so it'll be cool to do. But either way, thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all very, very soon with a brand new video. Until then, look after yourselves, stay safe, and thanks for watching.